He was so young, man. He was finna go to college. Like, what if that was me, man? Like, I'm 14, I'm just not going to school and stuff. Like, what if that was me finna go to college? Like, and then the only person in my family, and then I die right before the day of school start.
Hey everybody, this is Daniel. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about police brutality, specifically this divide that I think exists between those of us who experience it at a kind of deep level and those who are observing cases of police brutality and want to help, those who feel deeply about it but don't really understand why police brutality bothers Black folks and people of color so much. And so today I just kind of want to jump into that and flesh it out for those who don't really get it. And this is the main point that I want to communicate today. Depending on who you are and how you were raised and your background and your circumstances, you're going to look at police brutality differently than others. And for the sake of the conversation, I want to kind of split this up into some different categories to make it easy to understand. Some people, when they see police brutality cases like Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Philando Castile, and many others, Rayshard Brooks, they look at it and they say, I can't believe that happened to him. I can't believe that happened to them, to those folks. It's someone else. And it doesn't mean that they don't care. It just means that it happened to someone else. Now you may say, well, Daniel, that's how everybody sees these situations. No. When I see the death of Breonna Taylor, when I see the death of Sandra Bland and Trayvon Martin and Ahmaud Arbery and Rayshard Brooks and Corin Gaines, and the list goes on and on and on, and those are just the people we know, I don't see cases that are, I can't believe that happened to them. I see their deaths and say, oh my God, that could have happened to me. And this is where I think we fail to understand each other when it comes to why police brutality affects us in the ways, all the different ways that it affects us. Because some of you don't see yourselves in the deaths of these people. Some of us, like me, we see ourselves in every single one of those deaths. We consistently ask ourselves, am I next? Could that have been me? Will that be me one day? And I think this is a misunderstanding or a failure to understand that keeps us psychologically apart, and it keeps us from really addressing police brutality. Because I think this is true for most of our population in America. Most of you don't see yourselves in these victims. But people like me, we see ourselves in every one of these victims. There's a death that happens in us, a tiny death, every time we hear about one of these cases. Because we know it could be us. And so if you have Black friends, Black family, Black coworkers, Black church members, Black neighbors, people of color around you, please understand that a good number of them, when they see these stories about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all the future police brutality incidents that we're going to continue to see until this is changed forever, they don't look at it as, oh, that person was a victim of police brutality. They say, oh, we were victims of police brutality. And if not, but for the grace of God, there go I. I hope that you will take these words into consideration. Think about the black folks and the people of color around you and start to consider if this is what they're feeling when they see these cases and they just haven't told you and they may never tell you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.